In the mastery program, we historically had this introduction that became excessively long. And so I've had to abridge it, and actually I've spread it out to some degree throughout the 20 days of the mastery program. But that initial 1 hour that became 3 hours, that became 4 hours, was about mastery itself and education and impairments to education, things that get in our way, ego-based things to some degree. And here's what I've come to call the 3 eyes of ignorance. And it's not so much, well, they kind of display a level of someone's thought process, or they haven't thought about their responses, or they haven't, well, here's what I mean. See what you think about this. And I'm sitting here wondering if I should say, if you catch yourself saying these things, you can keep saying them. They're going to roll off our tongue sometimes because they are normal kind of ego things to say. But if we think, maybe if we're more aware of what they mean to us, maybe we'll start to change some of that. Well, the first one is, I believe. Now, I believe something, like I believe 1 + 1 = 2. If you're really not sure about something and you recognize that you haven't done the calculation yet to confirm it, I don't think it's unreasonable to say I believe. Here's the bigger one. I don't believe. And here's the context, because that can be a viable statement too, depending upon context. But where I really get frustrated when I hear this, and now it's laughable or sad, people go, I don't believe in foam rollers. You don't believe that foam exists? You don't believe in cylindrical objects. You don't believe in cylindrical foam objects. You see, I don't believe in foam rollers doesn't say anything close to what they are probably trying to say. But it does say they don't believe in the object itself. I don't believe in the use of foam rollers. Is that the end of the sentence at all? I don't believe in them for special things. I don't believe in them for specific people. I do believe there's contraindications. I don't believe there's What is it that you really don't believe? Because I don't believe in leg extensions is not a viable statement, because guys, they exist and people do them. So whether you're thinking of them as a noun, a piece of equipment, or a verb, something people do, they both exist. Now you may not believe in their viability, in which case I can probably prove you wrong. I would agree that most leg extension machines are poorly designed. The resistance profile sucks. There's a whole bunch of mechanical things wrong with them. That doesn't make them bad. The thing that actually kind of sort of makes them bad is that the nonsense of functional training right now has led people to believe that leg extensions, and on the whole, are bad. So that's a whole other subject matter. And I just made somebody mad right now, but an emotional response is very different than an objective one about specific pieces of information. Whole other subject. Again, you believe or not believing doesn't make something true or not true. It doesn't make it right or wrong. Here's the next one. I agree. Contextually, there's nothing wrong. You're talking about, man, I really like chocolate ice cream. I agree, I do too. That's awesome stuff. Okay, now if you think the subject's ice cream, it's not. That's just an example. And you got to separate examples from the subject. The subject is, I agree. And the context I'm talking about is, segmental proportions affect the way someone squats. I agree. You don't have to. That's like saying 1 + 1 = 2. I agree. Oh, thank God. I'm so glad you agree. Otherwise, mathematics would have been changed forever from now on. And your agreement's not required when we're talking about a reproducible, provable, mathematical, mechanical, or physics-based fact. What you might be trying to say is, I understand. I think I understand. Well, that's not the same as I agree. Your approval is not required. Your ego requires you to approve, but real science and mathematics don't require that. Here's the third I. And I don't mean in the middle of your forehead. I mean the third letter I. I got it. I used to have a guy that worked for me. And I was conditioned over time to realize that if we had a meeting or a specific conversation, just us, And I said, I really need you to think about this. I need you to do this. I need you to try. I got it. I knew all hell was going to break loose sometime soon. Because what it meant was, the way he was using it was not, I think I understand. It was, I totally understand what you're saying. So much so that I don't need any more information, any more clarity. I don't even need to think about it again. And so it wasn't applied, or it wasn't applied correctly, or the situation that would come up where it should have been applied was missed entirely, because further education, further awareness, further understanding had been shut off by the closing statement, I've got it, I'm done. So that again is contextual. All these things, all things are contextual. Facts are only facts against the background that makes them true. These things are contextual. I believe, I agree, I got it. A lot of it's in the way it's said. I got it. I got it. I got it. There's a lot of different things in the way it's said that tell you the context of the person saying them. So in general, I'm asking you to think about these. Sometimes to guard against what you say, or maybe I should say to think about what you're saying and what you truly mean. To hear what other people are saying to you in response to things. And keep in mind, I'm not sure it's your job or my job to tell someone, create a conflict based on, what are you saying to me? I'm going to create a conflict when they say these things to me. I might ask them what they really mean. But very rarely does someone enter a conversation in order to have their mind changed or to have it edited by you or I. So keep that in mind. These are just kind of fun things that I recognize as an educator, and common responses in the middle of class or even one-on-one scenarios.